Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to This Can Make Us Famous podcast. Boy, do we got a show for you today. This is a new time for our show, and I hope you guys recognize this guy. He was in the very first podcast. Well, technically the second, but really the first, because we did we did one, but it didn't work out. But anyways, we got a lot to talk about. Charlie is over here.
Hey, everybody.
In the new location. We're super excited. Super excited, man. So let's jump right into it. Did you guys like that intro? Or
well, said a lot. I'm going to take a drink.
That was great. Great intro. Feels kind of weird sitting on this side over here staring at you.
Get used to it.
Get used to it, Charlie. So what do you guys think? Comment below. This is the new setup. We got to tweak a few things, and sorry for the shoddy trim job, but that doesn't sound right. I said trim job.
It looks beautiful.
Trim. It
Shoddy.
does look nice. And I like that because now I can actually look at Charlie's face. His beautiful face.
Mm-hmm.
So
everybody else tunes me out, but Jason likes looking at me.
Speaking of shoddy, we got a little emo shoddy over there in a red shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Where?
That's you.
Oh.
That's you, Charlie. No, so yeah, this is what we're going to be doing in the future. And it took a lot of work to make this happen. Waited over a month for that freaking microphone that he has. The stand kind of messed up a little bit setting it up, but it looks nice there.
Just don't look underneath the lava lamp. You'll be all right.
Don't look. Yeah, there may be two holes.
Should we come up with a nickname for Charlie?
Yeah.
Can we? Maybe, I don't know, the lights? Maybe Christmas Charlie?
Christmas Charlie or Sparkly Charlie or...
Ooh, that's good. Charlie Sparkles.
I was just curious to say that. Charlie Sparkles. That's awesome. Hey. And we should have gotten the rainbow because that would have went better.
Charlie Rainbow.
Don't forget about my shark.
Oh, yeah. His baby shark. I might have to... the next podcast, I might have to tweak the light a little bit. I could probably do that and edit, though. Because it's like kind of bright. So
On who, me?
Yeah. But I could do that and...
Well, you opened it up a little bit.
You know what I like the most about this show is the amazing content.
Yeah, this is the intro. This is us getting started, just, talking it out. This is something new, Justin.
Yeah.
Charlie Sparkles.
Brand new.
Charlie Sparkles.
Bringing it home.
Did we mention our
King of
guest,
research.
Justini?
Yeah, I did mention at the intro. I mean, you guys should know who this is. It's freaking Justin Ocean.
That guy's famous.
Everybody knows who he is.
Wait, what's he famous for?
Nothing.
I'm famous for a whole lot of nothing.
I heard at BW.
Great.
At
Doing a whole lot
BW's,
of
he was on the wall.
Oh, yeah?
They got those the challenges for the wings.
Yeah?
Justin's got the sauce challenge taken down.
Oh, yeah. So,
Yeah,
true story about this guy. He loves to finger sauces. That's probably not the right...
Well, it's been a lot. I'll just go now.
He likes to... Oh my God, that's funny, dude. So whenever we go to somewhere to eat, Justin likes to take his finger and dip it in different sauces, and then he would look at you slowly as he sucked it right off his finger.
It's not entirely true.
I like my version better. We like to go to Buffalo Wild Wings. We call it B-Dubs out here.
B-Dubs.
I don't know if you guys call it B-Dubs where you're at, but
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings, we go there on Tuesday nights. They have the buy one, get one free.
Which style is that?
Traditional.
What's it also called?
Wings?
Other than traditional. It's
Bone-in wings.
Bone
Bone-in.
Bone-in. Okay.
Bone-in.
And we've reached our maximum for references that are PG-13.
So yeah, he likes to touch sauces, his finger and lick it, and then. But that's not why we brought him on here to talk about his
I have a
sauce
hankering for the
licking.
ranch sauce. It's addictive.
Yeah, I almost had some for you. But anyways, we brought Justin Ocean, one of my good friends, on because we wanted to talk about what's going on in his life because he is the guest. And actually, we'll see how this goes, and maybe he can be on more often.
Ooh.
Wink, wink. So, Justin, tell us a little about yourself. What do you do with your life?
That is if his
That's about it.
Where's the crickets?
that is if his girlfriend lets him go out.
Oh, yeah?
Well, there's a start. I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's probably a lot of, perhaps 5 of our 15 viewers were women, and now they know I'm not single
And
anymore.
they,
So, no, I have a wonderful girlfriend. It's they say the better half.
yep, she is amazing.
Yeah,
I'd have to agree with that.
She
Thanks.
is amazing.
guys. Yeah, that's
Did you bring me
Makes
on here
me
to
feel confident.
insult me?
We're supporting you.
So,
Come on.
So you have an amazing girlfriend.
Yeah.
She is pretty awesome. And what else do you do with your life? What do you do for work? Because everyone needs to know.
Everybody is dying to know.
well. My focus is the music, and I've really gotten reconnected with that recently. Just kind of had some epiphanies, if you will. So that's number one. But you got to make ends meet also. So I never planned in my life on being like a jack of all trades, but I think I'm about gotten to the point
You're
where
a
I'm
jack of something.
a jack of I can't say it. I've done a lot of jobs now. So currently I am driving. I'm a professional driver. I'm actually
That's
quite
right,
good at
NASCAR.
driving. I enjoy driving, and I'm great at driving video games. It's
Well,
different on the real road, though. You can't have accidents and keep going. It's not the same way. It's not as fun. So kind of been doing some of that while I'm working on the music.
Yeah. So some of you that have listened to the previous podcast a long time ago, Justin kind of mentioned a little bit about what he does. He has this pretty dang successful YouTube channel, way more than mine. And he is about, 3 away from 4,000 subscribers?
I need 3 people to subscribe.
3.
to my
So if
station,
you're listening to
please.
this,
So
please.
what will you do if we get you 3
Oh,
subscribers?
yeah. I had to eat a raw onion when I got 50. So you need to do something crazy when you hit 4,000 subs, which is
Like
only
drink-
3 away.
I'll drink a whole bottle of mouthwash.
Oh.
Oh, I can.
Oh,
get
I'd love
a
to see
gallon,
that.
A gallon,
Mint, please.
gallon size.
Are you serious? You can get drunk off that stuff.
I wasn't
How
thinking
about-
gallon.
How about some liquid sanitizer?
Oh. We don't want him to
80,
die.
80 proof sanitizer.
You trying to kill him? He's like,
And I just drink gasoline at this point.
why don't you just pour battery acid down your throat?
Well, if
I'll
it's
pour battery acid on my face.
at the stores, they got it covered with the alcohol tab so that you can't steal them. Well, you can steal them, but you can't get them open.
And you know this how?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
It's right by the checkout lanes at the store.
If I get 4,000 subscribers, I'll shoot myself in the face. And that'll be it. No more podcast. So no, he goes under the name Justin Ocean. He has a successful YouTube channel that specializes in EDM, Christian, trans music.
Trance.
Oh, trance. Not trans.
Yeah, call it what you want. Yes, that's where it's a Christian show, sort of.
Yep.
And you wouldn't think that
Well-
listening to us.
Yeah, I should have thought that through.
So what does EDM stand for? by the way?
EDM stands for electronic dance music. It's a really large umbrella that covers basically all the dance styles, including hip hop and whatnot. Technically, some would put it outside the umbrella, but most put it in. So it's just the abbreviation. EDM is kind of what the industry has adhered to. They started out back in the day with house music.
Right.
That really was basically, I'm not going to tell you the whole story because we don't have 5 hours of time and you'd be bored to tears. But when disco reigned supreme and then kind of died off in the very late, very early 70s, very late 70s, very early 80s, just cut the show, retake. Some of the DJs moved to Chicago and opened up a scene there and started playing music with a very similar 4/4 beat structure, but it was kind of more experimental. It's called
Right.
house music. and that's what really kicked
It
off
all came from
the
that.
whole thing.
No, that makes sense. So if you guys want to check out his stuff, it's actually awesome, and I do listen to it at least a couple times a month.
For 30 seconds at a
Yes,
time.
Justin Ocean. Find him on YouTube, spelled just like ocean, like the ocean.
Just like Billy.
And Justin spelled
Or
just
Frank.
like Justin.
Justin spelled just like Justin. Some guy doesn't know how to spell Justin.
There's, no, that's funny you say that. I've actually seen, because we can't settle for normal names, I have seen Justin spelled with a Y. Everything is now corrupt. Nothing.
So
is
they
sacred.
drop the I and then put a Y in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
That's close to Justine.
Justine. Justine.
Charlie Sparkles has a
Charlie
fascination
Sparkles.
with the feminine version
That's
of
his.
my name.
That's Charlie's new name now. That he's got all those lights and stuff. We're calling him Charlie. He almost bought a unicorn LED light and a rainbow one, which would have went perfect with Charlie Sparkles.
Charlie Sparkles.
But anyway, so we're talking about the EDM and his channel. So if you want to check him out, listen to his stuff, it's awesome. He's got nearly 4,000 subscribers. If you guys can get him a couple more to get him to, I don't know, I think it's 3 more, I think. But if you can get him to the 4,000 mark, Justin will be on the show chugging a whole bottle of mouthwash.
Kind of looking forward to it.
He probably does it every night anyway. So it's like, he probably loves it. So yeah, help him get there. Check out his stuff. Subscribe to his channel. And there's a lot of amazing things that are getting ready to happen in Justin's world, but he's not ready to announce it yet. But for any of his fans that may be listening to the show, get ready because he's stepping into a new season and it's going to be fan-freaking-tastic. So good for you, Justin. Good for you, man. You get the good thumbs up. Oh, we didn't do our thumbnail. Charlie, you want to give a good thumbnail? What other faces?
What was that thing?
No, they all do. Oh, yeah. That wasn't what you think it is. No, they all do. Like,
Is that an SS on Charlie's table
no.
right there? Right.
No, it's so funny because I look at different thumbnails on other podcasts and they're all hilarious. They all do like the same. Like one guy looks like he has a severe migraine, and then or they're just like opening their mouth real big, like
As emotional as possible.
and then you go through and you're thinking, oh, okay, maybe it's just this video, and then you go to the next video and it's just like
and there's like 7 different emotions
of the same.
that they cycle through. And it's the same emotion, but each of them.
Yeah, shoot, maybe we should do that. Just wear different shirts, and then, yeah. Maybe we could start a thumbnail business where we take a bunch of
So
thumbnails.
you're saying the next episode we wear a different shirt.
Yeah, and different underwear.
I don't think anyone's done that.
I don't think.
This could make us famous.
Yeah, wearing different clothes. Actually changing our clothes.
What if we
Put a
wore
clothesline
each
behind-
other's
put a
clothes?
clothesline
That
behind
would
you.
be crazy.
Put a clothesline behind you with some underwear and socks. And
Oh, heck yeah.
shirt.
Then dry them out, and then you have like some socks and underwear that are just freestanding, and they don't even know how it's happening because they're crusty.
Your wife beats on a pan and calls us to dinner. I'm
Honey.
sorry, supper.
Oh, yeah, supper. Yeah, families don't really eat anymore anyway, so they go to Taco Bell.
I just can't.
I know, that's why I said that. You douchebag.
Keep drinking.
Anyways,
Water.
it's starting to get a little hot up here. So there's a lot to talk about. We discovered a little bit about Justin and his amazing hobby of trance music.
Well, let's just call it EDM
EDM.
for you.
EDM for me. And so that's cool. Welcome to the show, Justin. Thank you for being here again.
Mm-hmm.
You're a faithful friend. Faithful friend. So
So what do we have to talk about?
Well,
There's some hot
we wa-
topics.
some hot topics.
First is my pillow under my chair isn't quite set.
All right, set that pillow there.
Fans
Are we
on
pretty
edge.
level with the height?
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe you're taller now.
No. If he is, he's like an inch.
That was the plan.
Yeah, that was the plan. So last night, me and Charlie went to this place that bought out. Well, it used to be called what? Power Play. Used to be
Yeah.
Power Play, but then you've been there.
No.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. Well, why'd you say yeah, Justin?
I just
So
show business.
it got bought out by another company called Incredible Pizza.
Incredible Pizza.
And so we went there to check it out. They were closed during quarantine. Well, they weren't able to officially launch because of the whole COVID-19. So they just opened, a couple weeks ago? Memorial Day?
Yeah, the 28th or whatever day that was.
So they had just opened up, and we wanted to go check it out. So me, Charlie, and my son, Judah, we went to go check it out. And I was really disappointed. Sorry for anyone that works at Incredible Pizza, but for one, the food, it was an all-you-can-eat buffet, which is stunning that they're allowing that right now. And the funny thing, they have an all-you-can-eat buffet where everyone's touching the handles of everything, and then they still have those feet signs on the ground saying social distancing. It's like, how does that make sense?
And the fitness center next door was closed still.
Yeah, and then right next to it is Planet Fitness, and it's closed. So you got an all-you-can-eat buffet, arcade, that people are putting their hands all over everything, and they still have the signs up on the floors.
Yeah. I did not see anybody come around and sanitize any of the games
No.
in between people playing or
It's
anything.
almost
It's all a big joke.
like the whole
man.
thing's illogical.
It makes no sense at all. And then seeing Planet Fitness, a place that people actually need to go to be healthy, is closed down. It's kind of sad,
As
but
he takes a drink of beer. Let me tell you about health.
so
This is
Don't
actually
judge me.
Everclear.
don't judge me. So we went there. The food sucked, dude. It was so nasty. I didn't like it. Did you like it, Charlie?
It was hit and miss. I mean, some of the stuff was okay, some was good, some I would not feed to my dog.
Yeah, like the chili. The chili looked very disturbing. And then dude, true story.
Hit and
I
miss
got a
chili.
hot dog, okay? You think, okay, how do you mess up a hot dog? It's a freaking hot dog, dude. And so I pull out a bun. It's in those plastic, like QT. Open it up, stale. Completely stale. It's almost powder. And
It's been reduced to
yeah,
the powder like the Ten Commandments in the Ark of Covenant.
exactly what I thought at that moment.
At that moment, I was thinking of Moses.
Exact thing. And so I put that wiener in between those hot dog buns. And
Colors go on the screen.
YouTube took us down. So, so I put that hot dog there. And I went to squirt some... Justin, what the heck are you... I went to squirt some mustard, all right?
All right.
And that mustard, it came out like water, man.
Oh, I hate it. Yeah, it's because it's not shaken up right.
Oh, it was disgusting. And then
hate
I gave
that.
it another squirt, and I'm squirting away, and it just... Water is coming...
So it was hit and miss.
Yeah, it was hit and miss.
Hit the buffet, miss the toilet. Moving on. I wish this was straight tequila.
But no, so... Yeah, man, it was kind of, I don't know, pretty disappointing. And then the arcades, like, by the time you got through it, man, it was like, 30 minutes later, and we already flew through our cards?
Well, most everything was $1.
$1.50.
We loaded $18, and then we paid 99 cents for the buffet, and then we had to pay $1 for the card.
Yeah.
And then, so by the time each game was at least $1.50, and those guys went on bumper cars, which
That took
Drained
$8, dude.
drained them.
Yeah, I didn't know until we got in the bumper cars, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, you only have $5 left." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
So back to Galaga for $1.50
Yeah.
a play.
So was it $8, $4 for each one of you, or was it
Yeah.
$8 for the ride?
No, 4 for each.
Do they have Galaga?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They got a cool version of Galaga, actually.
There's two kinds of people in this world. There's those that play Galaga with just one spaceship the whole
And then
time,
one that plays.
and they're the ones that get the double spaceship when you shoot it and it floats down.
I do
and
the
you-
double.
the double.
The double.
This one was actually kind of cool. You have to go and play it. I can't describe it. It was like a updated version of Galaga.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe saw something like that somewhere.
Same with Centipede. They had like a modern day version of Centipede too that was pretty awesome.
Oh, right on. I do have to say real quick, one time in my childhood, I saw this dude get 3 of the spaceships in Galaga.
Are you kidding
Three
me?
of the ships, yes.
That
I think
dude's
I did.
he's
Maybe
a
I dreamt
legend.
it, but I think that happened
He's a legend.
somewhere.
He is a legend. Maybe he's listening right now and he's like, I'm that dude.
You could be
I
back
got
in that
4.
day.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Charlie is.
Like a Ramos.
Took my allowance for 6 weeks to finally hit that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But I'm the king of Dragon's Lair.
that's also what's funny to me. Like, you got the prizes, okay? Everybody that's been to an arcade or like a place like, Incredible Pizza, it's like the prizes you get. How much money did it take you to get the prize?
You could have bought that prize 10 times
10
over.
times
with the
over
same
for
amount of money.
Yeah, man. I was able to get that hockey stick.
Yeah, puck.
$10,000 or 10,000 points, and you spent like $500.
$30 later, I got this Snickers bar.
Yeah, and then you see stupid stuff like erasers, pencils, and little bouncy balls, and it's like 500 tickets.
I can tell you all about this because as a jack of all trades, one of my part-time jobs, I was fulfilling a childhood fantasy, worked at an arcade in my hometown mall. And we had they called it the Redemption Center, no salvation.
It's called Redemption
You couldn't
Center.
get salvation, you couldn't like turn in 30 tickets to, get your dead husband into heaven or anything. It wasn't Catholic,
Yeah, what
but
do you call it? Penance?
something like that. But it was a redemption center, so they had all their tons of little trinkets and toys going all the way up to the big stuffed animal that no one ever had enough to get, so we traded it for some free burritos with the food court. Don't tell my boss. But anyway, the point of the story
What
was
is the
that
point, Justin?
every time there would be a kid with his mother, it would take him like 2 hours to decide. They'd just be going, and the mother would be like, well, maybe you want this. Oh, maybe you want this. Well, we only have 30 minutes left. And then dads, though, when there was a kid with his dad, the dad would come in and be like, all right, little Timmy, you got 30 points. You can get this, this, or this. What's it going to be? And the kid's like, that. Well, take that. It's great.
So is arcade like the fairs where you go to where they're rigged?
Not really. It was.
They give the big prize away to kids to, have them carry it around the entire fair, and
They're trying to throw the ping pong balls into
That's
the bottles,
stupid.
and they don't actually
They are
fit.
rigged. The basketball
Those
hoop
are
that's
rigged.
bent, it's not actually. It's all a scam, dude. And then
Yeah.
you know how many kids were crushed when they realized they couldn't do it? They gave it everything they had, only to realize you can't win.
That's why we have used car salesmen today. They were those children. They
Yeah.
learned that life
I
was.
remember me talking about my friend that was the police chief.
Yeah.
That was his job. He went around to the fair because the fair used to be in the city, his jurisdiction.
Yeah.
He went around to the fair and tested all those things,
Make sure they weren't rigged.
make sure they weren't rigged.
Yeah, and then when he left, they put it back.
Yeah.
Sucker.
They spin it around. The real one's behind it.
His daughter, my friend, was in 4-H, so he was at the fair a lot. So
Oh.
they didn't dare.
Well, I don't like going to fairs, and the reason why I don't like going to fairs is because one of my childhood
You
memories.
can't count your calories.
I can't count my calories. Plus, I grew up out in the country, and every time I went to the fair, someone always tried to fight me. I didn't understand it. Like, there's just a group of guys. You ever seen
Yeah,
that?
I
Like,
know
there's a
what you're
group
talking
of
about.
punks, and they're like redneck wannabes, and they have their like lifted trucks with mud all over it, and their cut off shirts and Wrangler jeans and cow crap covered cowboy boots, and then
in this corner, sporting the Hanes T-shirt from Walmart, Billy
Yeah.
Hunter.
yeah, I mean,
Covered
and then
in
you
feces.
just happen to. All you have to do, guys, is just walk past them. You just walk past them,
Yeah.
and they're like, "What,
What are you
They
gonna
try to fight
circle
you.
Circle around. Don't walk right past him.
punks?
You want to fight?
Hey, what are you looking at? I don't know.
I gotta say, I never had that problem with the fair.
You didn't? I did, man.
They all
People
ran
just
when they
wanted
seen
to
me
fight
coming.
me.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I got up every day and went out in the public. They're like, "Look, it's Jason. Get him, kill him."
Cool story about a
It's
fair.
like I didn't do nothing, man.
Cool story about a fair.
What?
St. Joe County Fair,
St.
Centerville,
Joe,
Michigan.
Okay.
Centerville, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
It's after school starts. Fair goes on. Okay, so they have fair day. Kids get to go to the fair. Well, My kids were in a band, so they got in free.
Right.
They had to perform at the fair, but they got in free.
Yeah.
I think he's tearing up.
And then
I see a little tear.
I feel like he's going to cry.
and then we had the rest of, they didn't have to go back. They just got out of their uniforms and we went to the fair. Spent the rest of the day at the fair. So.
Yeah. It can be fun, if you're not getting bullied and
It's those
harassed.
exciting stories I crave like that.
Well, it's fun.
Especially when people have vendor, booths there too.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Well, I don't think there's going to be any
Cheap
fairs
eats.
going on this summer, so
No affairs this summer.
no affairs
All
this
right.
summer.
I think there's going to be.
Well, church has been closed for a while. So.
That's true. I'm going to try to go to church tomorrow, so hopefully they don't see this podcast. They might be holding me down and praying over me.
Well, they can't because of the social distancing.
Oh, that's true. So we
they
can't.
can if you let them.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Please attack me. Please.
hey, someone please touch me, please.
Forgive me, I have sinned.
I need human interaction. Okay, touch me. Someone touch me.
How do you baptize someone with social distancing?
They drown.
Maybe one of those granny reach devices?
Yeah.
Grab them by the nose and
Dunk them under. Just get like a claw that just dunks them under.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you could do. Waterboard them.
line
It's
them
like-
up and throw water balloons at them.
Oh, that's a great one. And fill it with like holy water.
That's what Jesus had in mind.
Heck, oh no, I saw a funny picture. I'll post it up for you guys. But dang it, I do that and then I have to do that. And so while I'm editing, I'm like freaking. I forget. But anyways, I saw a picture of a priest baptizing a kid with a squirt gun. Okay, so this baby
Oh, yeah.
was
I know what
being
you're
held
talking
up
about.
like this, and then the priest is over here and goes and squirt the kid in the face.
Priest was probably having kind of fun with that.
Oh, I'm sure that was like a fantasy of his, shooting babies with little squirt guns. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous, man. This whole thing's gotten ridiculous. What do you think about everything that's going on in 2020? What is your thoughts on COVID-19 first? Let's start with that.
I never saw the first 18.
You never saw COVID-18?
That was bad.
That was almost a good joke. Let me see. There we go.
All right, no crickets.
Yeah, I took them off.
No, my thoughts on the coronavirus, COVID-19.
Whoa.
Again, my first thoughts on the coronavirus was this could kill the Corona brand beer. That's just bad marketing. But the thing is, I actually heard about it from a friend on Facebook who lives in kind of the middle of New York City. And she was like, what do you think about this coronavirus thing? And this is back in, this was like September.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nothing's going to happen with it. It's, it's no big deal.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, and then it explodes like wildfire.
The whole globe shut down, all the churches, everything.
Ultimately, here's the thing that sticks with most people is it's all blown up. Here's the thing is you can't watch half an hour of TV without half of the commercials being something about coronavirus or coronavirus awareness public.
Yeah.
You can't go on to Google without on the search engine page saying something about stay home, stay safe. Right? If you go
Can't
on
drive down a highway.
Yeah, you can't drive down the highway without the big boards, without billboards or the LED lights.
Or seeing people with masks while they're driving.
If you're on
in the car.
YouTube, if you're like on YouTube, there's a little bar at the bottom or the top that's, for more
COVID,
information about
yeah.
COVID. It's everywhere,
In your face,
saturated in your face like that. But at the same time, most people, the vast majority of people, don't know anyone that's been sick from the coronavirus.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't.
How do you
Okay,
explain?
so I do have a friend of mine that his mom got COVID-19, and she's in the I think she's out now, but she was in the hospital. But the thing is, most people, what was it, 95% of people actually recover from it.
Yeah.
I think the statistics are higher than that.
I think most people don't even, they either don't get it or they get it and in such a small way that they develop their own antibodies, and it's no big deal.
Right. No, I agree.
I heard it's not even a virus; it's bacteria.
Could be.
Who knows?
Could be. So, I mean, there's a lot to be said about COVID-19. We've all been living in this nightmare for, I don't know, since before March. I think it's February, really, when the story started to, that's when I started hearing about it in February on the news. And it was like total chaos in China. And then, like Justin said, we're over here like, this is kind of weird. No big deal, though. No big deal.
Yeah, no way we can get it from China.
Well, were we wrong?
We don't import anything from China.
Little did we know that less than a month later, the whole world would be shut down and the whole economy basically plummet to nothing.
So what are you
Italians
guys
would
saying?
be
You guys
beaten.
got caught with your pants down
I got caught with my pants down
with no toilet paper?
with no toilet paper. That was the other thing that kind of blew me away is like,
Oh, yeah.
you remember the whole toilet paper craze? Like,
Yeah, there wasn't toilet paper for weeks and weeks in the stores.
that was so ridiculous. I mean, and it cracked me. I'm going into Walmart and I'm laughing as I'm walking down the aisles because people were frantically grabbing toilet paper. Every single shopping cart, I mean, every single one, dude, had several packages of toilet paper.
Did it just start with one shopping cart somewhere in New York City?
Some guy
And then
is just,
everyone saw that in that store.
Yeah.
And then they took pictures. And the next guy in the other
Yeah,
store
and it
just
started-
received the picture.
he started the craze.
What cracks me up is these guys that went out and bought all this stuff thinking they're going to sell it for a higher price, and they got caught.
Oh, yeah. And yeah.
Shut down.
What's the technical
Oh
term
crap!
for
What am I
that?
going to do with all this hand sanitizer?
Price
Capitalism.
gouging. Price gouging. Yeah, capitalism. No, and then one guy got busted for doing that with hand sanitizer and toilet paper, and he got big trouble, man. He had to basically, I believe, give his stuff away, like donate it or something. He spent like 18
That's like a
grand
grade.
or something.
That's like a grade school consequence.
Yeah, whole
All right,
garage
Jimmy.
full.
Because you brought the Hot Wheels to class, you have to give them to the poor kid in the corner.
Since you were smart and you thought to pay a bunch of money for your own money for, how dare you?
Yeah, but he had a whole garage full of stuff. There ain't nobody. gonna-
That's true. That's a little excessive, but he prepared. Maybe he already had it.
Much prepared.
If you fill your cupboard full of something, then that's one thing. Maybe he had connections to the coronavirus to know that was coming.
That's true. Just like some of these,
Maybe they ought to check him out.
like some of these politicians that had some insider information about dumping their stocks and buying stocks that are like companies like Zoom and Netflix that made them filthy rich, more than what they were.
Bit coincidental.
Yeah, isn't that a coincidence? Like they happened to dump their stocks and what did they purchase? Zoom.
Quinky dink, quinky dink.
Dude, if you purchased Zoom and Netflix before all this went crazy, you would have made tons of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I did do
I'm still
the
upset
first
about
time in
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin was a disappointing. There's friends of mine that lost everything because they invested in this company called BitConnect and they went bankrupt. And so I had friends of mine that tried to get me to invest in BitConnect. And they're like, dude, people are making so much money on this. You're crazy if you can't get in on this. And it's only going to be this. And and when I hear stuff like that, I run. Because people, when you do any kind of financial anything off of your emotions, it's usually stupid.
By the time it gets to you, it's already too late.
Yeah, like you get, all right, I got the money, and you put it out there, and they go bankrupt, and you lose everything. And so they did. They lost all of it. And so, but BitConnect itself, or not BitConnect, Bitcoin is doing fine. I mean, it's doing good, and there's people that actually became multimillionaires because of Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I have a family member, I won't mention their name, but they, years ago on their old Mac, they're big into gaming and stuff, and they had, I don't know, they won a Bitcoin, okay? They had like an entire Bitcoin, and it's been stuck in that computer. And then when the whole Bitcoin craze went, and it was like over 17 grand or something for one Bitcoin,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you got to get into that computer somehow. And they couldn't remember, I think, the password or something. It was like locked in there. Wow. So there's a Bitcoin in a computer. And I ain't going to tell you where. So, but yeah, I'm doing investing for the first time in my life. Do you guys invest in anything?
I invest in my business.
Right? Yeah, they have the dog treat business. What about you, Justin?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to elaborate?
Sure. I invest
in Taco Bell.
I invest.
Well, I was going to tell you all about it, but Charlie cut me off. Yeah, I don't really invest.
I don't invest in anything. I just made that up because it sounded cool. No, I'm investing in like some gas companies, the airlines. Yeah, I did jump in on the cruise lines because eventually it's all going to come back. So yeah, that's my son running around down there. So eventually it's all going to bounce back. The other day, man, it just like shot up big time. And so, but I'm sitting on it because I know eventually gas prices are going to jump up and people are going to need to fly again. And so now the cruises, on the other hand, I don't know. It might be a while before they start back again. But
I got to admit, it'd be kind of nice flying on an airplane with nobody next to you.
Yeah, well, I know you're terrified of airplanes, though.
Well, I hate it.
Now, tell the world why you hate airplanes.
Yeah, it's like this.
It's really interesting, Justin.
There is over 6 million parts and pieces that compose one of those airlines, and not one of them can fly by themselves.
Not one of those pieces can fly by themselves.
Yes.
So he's saying if one of those parts fails, you basically plummet to your death.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, well, that'd be one epic way to die.
Yeah. Well, isn't it statistically safer than like car ride?
No.
Really?
I always heard it was.
I heard the same thing.
Well,
too.
You can hear all you want. I'm telling you.
It doesn't go with Charlie's narrative.
If I'm behind the wheel driving, I have control over what's going on. If I'm not paying attention to somebody that might go through the intersection and hit me, then that's my own fault.
But if you elect me president, I will make
I have total
safe.
control of my death when I'm behind the wheel.
Well, unless someone else hits you.
When I'm in an airplane, I just covered that, Jason. If I can't be aware of my surroundings and avoid somebody that's going to look like they're going to hit me.
But you can't fly a car upside down.
That's true.
I would like to see the pilot of a 747 fly it upside down and
Tom
come
Hanks.
out of it happy.
Tom Hanks
could
did
do
it. What is it, Captain Sully?
Denzel Washington backs him up.
Yeah, that's right. Heck yeah, man.
That's the two pilots I want flying my plane.
Wow.
Talk about racial unity.
The only thing I know about Denzel Washington planes is there's snakes on the planes.
Oh, that's Sam. Oh,
that's Ray Liotta.
That's Samuel L. Jackson.
That's right.
How, guys, can you
And
believe
Ray
that?
Liotta.
He mixed up Denzel Washington with Samuel L. Jackson.
That's a hate crime.
That's
a hate crime.
Okay, so we're talking about
On to our next topic.
Our next topic, it goes along with this. So we're talking about Denzel Washington and Samuel L. Jackson. That reminds me of a situation I was just in today. I got in a race debate, with someone who, if they're listening, just know I appreciate your views and stuff. But since this is my podcast, I'm going to share my view to the whole world. And I'd love to have you on, by the way.
Wait a minute. Are you talking whether to run a 5K or?
No, a race like your skin color and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Gotcha.
I reposted on Facebook a video that was filmed of some guy at the, what's going on in Seattle. They basically took over. And so this guy, he looked like he was a Native American, and he had a megaphone, and he's announcing to the crowd that
They're all going to hell.
basically, no. He announced to the crowd that I'm basically paraphrasing, but along the lines that you should give, if you have $10 in your pockets, you should go around, find someone that's African American and give them $10. And if you can't do that, then you're basically don't belong there, along those lines.
Sorry, I just got this visual that finally, after all these years, he gets the reparation and he looks at the bill and it's a white guy on it.
Oh, God.
Here you go.
So what I did was I took that and I put that post on Facebook and I commented on there on the top. I was like, I said, now suddenly all the white people realized this wasn't for them, and I put ha ha ha, and a couple of people laughed, and then this one person who's African American, and they are very, they have a strong opinion about all this stuff, and I feel like they think that all white people are completely racist, and so we got in this debate, and they're sharing their facts, and I'm sharing mine. And, it just kind of dawned on me like, okay, I can agree with racism does exist. Okay. But I would say that I would say everybody, every people group, no matter what you're like, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whoever you are, people can be prejudiced towards other people. It doesn't matter what your skin color is, because African American people have this opinion of white people. Okay, white people being racist towards them, that's a racist thing to say.
That's actually, that's
duh, you're saying that, like, if white people say the same thing about you, like, all black people are in poverty and they're just poor and they're all gangster thugs, and they're all racist, that's a racist thing to say.
Yeah, it's a misrepresentation of reality.
Because they're not.
But here's a thought that I don't know if I haven't heard a single person mention this, but go all the way back to the very beginning where what's his face, white officer, kneels down on the neck of
George Floyd.
George Floyd. Don't shoot me. George Floyd. Was he necessarily how do we know that he was racist? Well, maybe was he not just a cop that was abusing someone on the street?
Well,
a suspect.
There's a lot. I mean, there is so much information. I'm hearing every single conspiracy theory you can imagine about this guy, from him being a porn star, a 33rd degree Mason.
Heard he was cloned.
He was dead a long time ago.
He attended his own funeral.
He attended his own funeral. I mean, I've heard all kinds of stuff, and that him and Chauvin, which is I think it's Derek Chauvin, and George Floyd, they worked together, and they had a big prostitute ring going on at this, I don't know, strip club or something, like a business they worked at, and they were laundering, or they had counterfeit money, and George Floyd was stealing it, and they had a hit on him from Derek Chauvin, who killed him. And so I've heard all kinds of different stuff. So
do you know that supposedly the employer that they worked for was a paid actor too, just like they're saying George was a paid actor?
So there's
Chavez was a paid actor.
Yeah, so people are saying that these guys are paid actors and it's all set up. My opinion, I don't know, man. I don't know what to believe. All I know is I do know that something's fishy, and it's just not right.
Well, I'm just saying that if you see a picture, okay, if you have a test panel, and what does this picture make you think of? What does this picture make you think of? And you have a picture of an officer with a suspect on the ground and his knees on his throat, and one person is of one color and the other is of the other color, does your mind go to racism? Because if it does, you might be a racist thinker. Why does it have to mean that at all?
Right. It doesn't have to be. And people want to argue with you, and they show their facts by showing videos. Well, guess what? I can pull up hundreds of videos of white people being killed by black officers, white officers. It just happens. I do agree with the fact that police brutality exists. I do agree with that. And one of the most disturbing ones I've ever seen from police brutality, which was horrific to watch. This dude was assassinated, but it was when I can't even remember his name because I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I wasn't planning on talking about this situation, but some of you that are listening know what I'm getting ready to say. But this white guy, look that up, Charlie. This will be your first task as the researcher. But the white guy that was shot at the hotel by that cop he got away with it, man. And on the side of his assault rifle says, "You're effed," but it spells it out.
Huh.
on his
That's creative.
assault rifle. So this white cop, has this white dude laying down on the ground, and he's horrified. He's so scared. This gun's on him, and he's like stretched out, and he's like, I think he's crying, dude, and he's begging him not to shoot him and kill him. And so the cop was having him do all these commands. He's yelling at him, and he's so scared. He's like, wait, I don't know what to do. And the cop thought he was moving for a gun, which when you see the video, he was not at all. And he just freaking unloaded the clip on him, destroyed that guy.
Or he could have been yelling the commands in order to confuse him purposely so that he wouldn't follow a command and then use that as an excuse to shoot him.
And I cannot believe there wasn't riots because of that.
When did that happen?
Yeah. I think that was a couple of years ago. Oh, in Arizona. I believe it was in Arizona. Yeah. Arizona cop kills unarmed white man. But he got acquitted from that, and he didn't get in trouble. So I thought that was pretty amazing to me, man. How that cop got to walk away from all that when. Did you find it?
Yeah, it's just taking a while to load up.
Well, it's interesting. Yeah, I think it was. I like the Will Smith quote that this has been going on for a long time. It's just we're seeing more of it on the news. That's the difference. I think there's been police brutality for hundreds of years. And
that's just it, though. Like, let's take the racism out of it, and let's confront the fact that there is police brutality, but it's not in the way that the media makes it. Police brutality is not like all over the place where it's just constantly happening. It's sprinkled, and it happens. Yeah. It's just not constant, like, all police get up and do is go out and murder people. It's just, I think some of those cops have like the little man syndrome, and they get out there and they're in a bad mood, and they hold you down a little too tight, and they have a power trip basically.
Yeah.
So, but we were just talking about racism, and I wanted to really go after that even more. So I was having that conversation with that gentleman. And I was just really, I don't know, I wanted him to understand that people are just prejudiced, and it's human nature to judge others. Like, we judge people all the time. All the time we judge people on how they look and how they act. I mean, that's how you pick your spouse out, You judge people on how they look and how they behave. And that's human nature. That's not racism. No. Now, racism does exist. You do see it. Like, I showed proof of that even black people can be racist. There was a video. Did you see that with that Asian man that was attacked by all those African Americans? That was so disturbing to watch. I mean, not only did they attack him, they beat him. I forgot what the dude had, what these guys had, but they were beating him. And
some of that, I mean, that's not really racism or prejudice even. That's just being murderously violent. It's just having that's what Jesus calls having murder in your heart.
Well, it's just wrong. And so they try to paint a picture that white people are the ones that are after black people, and that's not true. And another thing I mentioned is, okay, so if white people are racist, then why do so many white people listen to hip hop, watch all the basketball games, which, by the way, are mostly black people? And every one of those guys are millionaires. All the movie stars and all the actors, all the celebrities that are African American would not be celebrities or famous or wealthy if people weren't watching their movies because they're black.
Well, yeah, you're right. That you can't completely sell out every person in America that's white and say that person is racist. How do you elect a black president? At least 50.1% of the people in America are not racist enough to elect a black president. If you're really racist, you want to elect a black president. So that fact alone dispels that. But I think it's just what it is the term, it's comical here, but black and white thinking is actually the term for the thinking error. I used to work with youth in kind of a court system situation, and we would do we would have a lot of group therapy, and so we would talk about thinking errors. And one of the key thinking errors was all or nothing thinking, and sometimes we call it black and white thinking, meaning that it's like saying everyone is racist. It's easy to do that. It's easy to just go there.
Right.
But it's literally statistically impossible.
Well,
All right, Jason.
You found it?
It's Daniel Shaver.
20 minutes later.
And Daniel Shaver was
He
the
shaves.
guy. He was the
guy
victim.
Yep, the guy that got shot. It was in Mesa, Arizona.
Okay.
The officer that got acquitted was Philip Brailsford.
Okay. Wow. We'll have to get you set up on the Wi-Fi in here so you can be able to find the stuff quicker. That's cool.
It wouldn't load. I got this, and that's all I got.
Oh, okay. Bummer. So, so I found that pretty disturbing about that guy, how he got to walk away. But, yeah, racism. Let me ask you this. I was talking to my wife about this. Is there a difference between prejudice and racism?
We've never actually seen your wife. You keep mentioning her.
Well, she's been a part of behind the scenes.
Has anyone seen her? I submit.
I have.
Not you.
I will say this because people are wondering why I haven't had my wife on. There's a reason
She's locked
for
up
it.
in the basement.
No, she's locked in she's shackled in the basement.
I'm not racist either.
Yeah. No, she's actually not ready to come on the show right now. She's got a
Because
lot
she's
of
locked in a cage.
No, she's busy right now with things. She's in real estate and whatnot. So, anyways, back to what we were saying.
Somebody has to work.
Yeah, so whatever. I do work, by the way.
Works.
I own a moving company, and I have other. So I have a podcast. I make millions doing it. You think it's funny, right? I do make millions.
This is just my other podcast.
Don't tell Andre. All right, go ahead. So what's the difference between racism and prejudice?
Good question. Well, racism is about specifically race. Prejudice can be against any category of people.
Yeah.
But you know what? I had sort of this little bit of an epiphany a second ago that I think the keys behind prejudice or racism, it isn't as much about actually being against a race or against a group of people. It's about being so narcissistic and self-centered about yourself that anything else that comes across that's not like you don't like just because of that reason.
Yeah, well, that makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
That is such an odd...
I see the ghost too.
You see that
Yeah,
on the
that's
camera?
Weird.
Huh. Well, hopefully that doesn't mess up the shot. Maybe it's saying that it's overheating. I'm looking at Charlie's camera, guys, that's pointed on Charlie. Oh, we're retards.
Yeah,
We're
on
total
fire.
retards.
It's on fire.
I can't believe you're seeing this on
Live.
on live. We just had a dumb brain fart moment. I was looking up the camera real quick, and I saw the lightning bolt on Charlie's desk. Charlie.
I made up the ghost thing, by the way.
Dude, I wasn't even paying attention to the lightning bolt that's clearly been on your desk
It's
the
a
whole
really
time.
cool graphic by Samsung.
And I look up at the camera, and the way that's cut out like that, it looked like there was some kind of like alert, like a flash alert that was on the camera. And so I'm thinking that the camera's overheating. That's so crazy, dude.
Charlie, don't get upset. I need you to calm down right now.
Just calm
Calm down.
So yeah, that's what my take is on racism. And but you know what? I love everybody. I was talking to Charlie today, and some of the comments we've been receiving from some of our amazing critics, they think, and I agree. I do agree, and I appreciate the feedback. And I knew this was coming. I really didn't want to choose sides, basically, even though it's kind of obvious what side I'm on. But I hate politics, and I really don't. Like when I started the show, like I've said many times, I didn't want to talk about politics. But with everything going on, it's kind of hard to not talk about politics.
You don't have much of a show anymore.
Yeah. And then people, that's all they want to hear.
Right,
anyway.
Alyssa Milano? Right.
So, anyways, one of the things that was mentioned is that I need to figure out what side I'm on and stick with it instead of kind of bouncing, trying to please everybody, and that's one of the faults in my personalities. I'm a people
now you're
pleaser.
on the left side because you're on the left side of me. When I was over there, you were on the right side.
Oh yeah. There we go. I got to get some more buttons on here, and then I got to get an extension for Charlie so he can, mess around with them. But
Let's start our own political party.
why is it doing it twice? Yeah, we could. What would we call
It was worthy of twice.
Yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
The not sheeple.
Not sheeple, the Spartans.
How about the sparkles?
The Charlie Spark.
The Charlie
Sparkle, our president.
Starring Charlie Sparkle.
President Charlie Sparkle.
I went into the debate
Okay,
with
so
Trump and Biden.
Any president with the last name Sparkle would just be
He would win. There's just hands down. He would win.
President Sparkle. Today's news, President Sparkle.
He would have great press coverage, unless he was a Republican.
That's true. That's true.
He might appear on Fox a couple times, but that'd be it.
Yeah. So another thing I talked to Charlie about is kind of the direction we want to go with the channel. Since now this is kind of a new setup where this is our first show, so hopefully, doing this it'll be a lot better the next one. But
You
how
told me
long?
The last time I was
the
on,
fun
this was
has
our
not
first
even
show.
begun.
That's true. The first show doing 3 people, like this kind of setup. But what were you saying?
The fun has yet to begun.
Yeah, the fun is yet to begun. So the length of the podcast is what I was getting to. So I don't know. Do you think we should start bringing the show down to like 30 minutes instead of an hour? I feel like an hour just flies by, but
It does fly by.
because look, we're at an hour right now, and we didn't even do.
What's in Charlie's bag?
That's good because Charlie didn't have his bag tonight.
That's true. I can't believe we've kind of given up on that. I know everybody's going crazy over that. Look
Really?
at Justin; he's disappointed.
Yeah, I was kind of curious.
Let me run downstairs, see what I can find.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, dude, you know what I should have done is that hot sauce. I've been waiting. I bought this it's over $1.5 million Scoville unit hot sauce.
Oh yes,
I will
I
go
believe
get
that's
it.
named the plumber's friend.
The plumbers. Yeah. Well, so
you'll
we're
never-
considering it. So I would love your guys' feedback, even though people are already being generous enough to give their amazing criticisms. It's like they don't want to say anything nice, like one good thing. It's just like
They say it in a nice way, though.
they do. They do.
Ish.
Ish.
Yeah.
You guys need to, like when they say like a long drawn out, and then AMC is not closing, by the way, like, AMC is not closing. Like, that's very kind. Thank you. But,
Or they're so far in debt that I doubt they'll come out of it.
yeah. So when you actually know the facts about, being over $4.8 trillion, or not trillion, sorry, that's not facts. 4.8 billion in debt. They're not coming back. So that's a little rabbit trail.
Maybe.
But if
maybe,
you guys have,
maybe, just maybe,
I'll tell you who benefited from the.
that was the CEO of.
maybe it was
AMC.
AMC and they didn't want me to throw them under the bus
We'll get a
because
letter.
they got their 500 million. So that means they're way out of it.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say, you know who came out of this thing looking good? Netflix.
Oh yeah. Son of a gun. And I have a Netflix account.
Is Hollywood making movies yet?
No. And that's another reason why AMC may not make it.
Okay, I heard this on the news that when they do go back to making movies, that their social distancing will play a factor. So the love scenes are going to have to be, they're going to be like kissing the
gonna be-
hand and then
Oh my gosh.
This will be interesting fight scenes.
Yeah. So
Let's practice right now.
Yeah, like an old school,
supposed
old
to move
school
your head when I
karate
hit
movie.
you.
Like,
bam.
Pow.
They'll go to like Superman or Batman where like
Uh-huh.
bam.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's awesome.
that's
yeah,
good,
the
that's
old
good.
Batman.
We
Yeah,
have 50 seconds left.
yeah, we're basically maxed out. We might bring it down to 45 minutes next time. I think 45 is a good sweet spot. What do you
I
think?
mean, I don't know. You could put 45 up and then have something like on Patreon where they get to watch the additional 30 or 15 minutes if they subscribe.
Oh heck yeah, Yeah, that's another thing. I
You
gotta
have
try to
suffered through
raise.
45
I gotta
minutes.
raise some money so I can grow this channel and start making money doing it. So we'll get there. We'll get there for sure.
Starting tonight, let's just charge our guests to be on. Don't
Yeah.
tell them till they leave.
Just charge them.
yeah.
What?
That's right.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight.
He starts unplugging the camera and deleting everything. So yeah, you tell me in the comments below, guys, like just some good constructive criticism and what you think we could do to make things better. And just know, be a little easy. We are brand spanking new. I mean, this is the 17th podcast in, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months, basically.
17-day-old baby.
So, but look at our first videos compared to what we have now. So I'm grateful. I'm moving forward. I'm getting a little better at the content. Some things are kind of a little all over the place, but we're working it out.
And this actually was cleaned up a little bit, believe it or not,
Yeah.
after repentance and communion.
Oh yeah, we cleaned it up. We got a little raunchy at the beginning, but we probably gained a lot of subscribers and lost a lot. But you win some and you lose some.
All right.
Anyways, we got to wrap this up, guys. It's been fan-freaking-tastic. Wow. We had some amazing conversation. I feel like we're moving in the right direction. What do you guys think? Oh, yeah, he's moving over here. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being amazing fans. Thank you for being patient and listening, for just being a loving, kind, caring person. And Charlie, thank you for being with us as usual. Justin, I'd love to continue to have you around. You're an amazing person. And for everyone out there,
That's a secret. You let it out of the bag.
maybe
I'm really going to dance.
I'm going to dance. I'm going to dance. All my fans out there, I love you. Keep it real. Make good, wise decisions and love your neighbors as yourself. You're listening to This Can Make Us Famous podcast. I'm out of here.